OK, let's go now to the physicist Don Lincoln for more on this. Don, no ordinary physicist you are. Your discoveries have been widely hailed around the world. What do you make of all these billionaires and celebrities blasting into space?
You know, I'm really actually for it. The thing is that both SpaceX and Bezos are trying to pioneer reusable spacecraft, and that is sort of the big sticking point because with NASA and ESA and others, when they shoot up a rocket, it comes back down and it burns up. So it's like flying to Europe and having to throw away the airplane every time. So these billionaires are at least trying to make it economical, and I think that's a great thing.
Do you think this so-called space tourism at the moment, reserved obviously for the super rich, is that something that may become within reach to the rest of us?
Well, it'll get less expensive, I'm sure, but it's still going to be very expensive. Perhaps they will come up with larger capsules where you can have more people. But for instance, in this particular flight, there were only 4 people in the capsule, and so you take the cost and divide it by 4, and it's going to be pricey. Um, so it's hard to say. I don't think it will be an everyday thing for quite some time.
What about, I mean, Bezos obviously isn't the only billionaire in the space race, as we mentioned in that report. Richard Branson has Virgin Galactic, Elon Musk, SpaceX. What do you think the value of commercializing spaceflight for the rest of us is?
Well, for most people, it doesn't matter because we won't go into space. But if you can make space inexpensive, then it allows people, companies to launch satellites for various purposes. Of course, Elon Musk's goal is to first get to Mars and then, eventually explore the stars. So at some level, having the companies do what they're doing, which is to try and minimize the costs, it could conceivably be a path forward. I'm a little skeptical about Mars colonization, but I'm glad someone's willing to try.
But, I mean, could these missions help us learn more about the universe? Does it help us develop better technology? I mean, what are the benefits?
I don't think it will help us as much with the universe. I mean, while I am a huge fan of Star Trek and a big, I'm hopeful about human flight, the fact of the matter is the easiest and perhaps most economical way to explore the universe is robotic flight. For instance, on Friday, I believe, there will be a launch of a probe to go to asteroids that are near Jupiter. And that will always be cheaper because trying to keep people alive is expensive. But the work that they're doing here is making spaceflight cheaper. And so I think that's the real value. Right now, I'm not sure that it's not like the commercial flights have sent people to other planets or things like that. But what they are trying to do is they're trying to get a handle on bringing people to low Earth orbit, which of course is the first pass. You've got to get there before you go any further.
Yeah, William Shatner said it was the most profound experience he'd ever had. He wanted most, he said, to gaze down on Earth. What would you do if you had the chance? What would you want to see or do? What interests you, or what would interest you most in a mission like this?
Of course. Well, I'd like to see the stars without the atmosphere between, to see stars that aren't twinkling. But yes, I think I actually agree with Shatner that looking down on the Earth and just getting a perspective of just how big the Earth is and how small individual people are. I can't imagine but help thinking that it would be incredibly humbling.
Yeah, just showing how small we are in the world. Physicist Don Lincoln, thanks so much for sharing your thoughts with us. We appreciate your time.